So I got to sit out here, and I have to probably countless hours. So I figured why not bring the crowd. I mean, it's only so exciting, but it is exciting. Very tasty peppers. Usually you can take a branch, break it off, and then you just go like this into the bowl. But I enjoy doing this as well. I find it relaxing, believe it or not, out of everything I do. They say farming and growing is relaxing. Eh, sometimes. Sometimes. So, just gonna pick a certain amount, keep them going. At the end, what I will do is I will actually take a branch and then just get like this, and they'll all fall into a bowl. There'll be a couple green ones. I'll toss the green ones. But these are very tasty. I call them snack peppers. They pack a decent amount of heat. Oh, we got 4 people in here. I'm not really reading comments at the time, but feel free to ask questions, everything else. I might as well go live a few times. By the way, I have accomplished my thousand videos, 1,000 uploads. So that's really good. I actually enjoy this. I really do. So I'm gonna pick a ton of these. I'm gonna make this video go about 30 minutes today. 30 minutes of picking these. Then I'll take more pictures. Always check out my multiple pictures on the website. I try to get them with the plants every time. Looking at so far. So every little thing you do in the pepper community, you get criticized for. There was debates. Look, I've been picking. I want to show you something. This plant right here. Notice the difference? One's flat, one's round. Guess what, folks? It happens. You know, everybody wants cookie cutter shapes. Get up in this piece. Got some good ventures in here. It's like Christmas for me. I love these peppers so much. You know, you hobby sauce makers that make an awesome sauce. You know, make some nice homemade products or whatever. So, yeah, I find this relaxing. I find it fun. It's good to connect with I've been doing pre-recorded videos lately. I think it's almost like therapy, and well, I'm sure the neighbors know. I get stressed out. I come out here yelling sometimes. Shouldn't do that, and I apologize for that. Yeah, it's running a pepper seed company is not easy. Everybody's trying to get over on you 24/7. You know, and I try to be careful in what I say so I don't insult anybody. At the same aspect, I'm getting extra work. People place orders, and then they're like, "Oh, you just uploaded something. I want that." Or they place an order, and they're all like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't see that. Could you add that?" A lot of times I'll be like, "Yeah, I could throw that in." Or I even had 3 people, not this week, but the previous week. Second I ship it, they try to get their money back. And I'm like, well, they said, well, we changed our mind. We have a right to change our mind. And I'm like, well, you know what? Do you? Do you really have that right to change your mind after it's been processed and shipped? That's happened. And then they swear at you and everything. I don't know what the deal is, nor do I care. They place an order, I ship it, and that's out of my hands. You know, there's a couple situations. Somebody placed an order, and it was no fault of mine. I ship first class, by the way. I do ship first class. That's what we're looking at. I ship first class, and sometimes, and it seems like mostly in California, from Pennsylvania to California, there can be a delay at times. This time of year, there seems to be forest fires. There could be roadblocks that could delay one extra day. And if you're in a hurry for a product, maybe order it earlier to compensate for possible lost time. I do ship first class, but you know, so let's talk about 1,000 videos. So in the beginning, not in the beginning, but midway, I said to people, how am I going to come up with content, especially during the winter months, and of keeping things interesting? And people told me, well, believe it or not, you went to school to be a writer at one time. What do they tell you about writing? You write about what you know. Or you could research and then you know. But generally speaking, when you write, either it's a story, fictitious or non-fictitious, you write a story, always somehow dialogue or anything from your personal experiences. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing with this, with the YouTube and everything. So, all that picking for that. So that's what I do. So oftentimes I come in here on the video and I'll talk about experiences. And I've gotten messages from people and they're like, dude, did you really have to talk about me in your video? And I'm like, well, I didn't mention your name, but your experiences as human beings can affect positive and negative and learn from one another. So this is pretty much conquered for now. A couple ones. So we're going to move over. So if somebody has an experience, the probability somebody else having the same experience is probably pretty good. So coming over here, picking more. A lot of people. Here's another. I don't want this falling. Gotta brace that in there. That might fall. Not everything's flatland. Let's get in here. Get some weeds growing in there, but yeah. They grow very bushy. Another thing about isolation is, I'm trying to give a good example, but anyway, good thing about isolation and stuff like that is, well, you're getting what you're paying for, but the negative aspect is, believe it or not, it lowers your yield as a grower. Also, something like this plant, normally what I probably should have done, and in fact I know I should have done, instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15 plants under one net, I should have had one plant under one net, and the yields would have been a little bit better. But now I'm 4 times as much nets. So I don't know. I haven't really read comments. I don't even know who's here. Please share this. And running a company, it's perspective is one of the favorite. Plethora and perspective are my 2 favorite words I like to say on camera. I don't even say them in real life. I just save it for the Hollywood. But it's time consuming. I do love what I do. Perspective. The perspective of who I am and what I do and how well I do is interesting. I find it interesting. I really do. Couple people said, you're not going to make money off of this type. You can. It's a lot of work. I mean, I did it the right way, but it's just a lot of work. Now, I don't recommend making a sauce out of this stuff unless you're going to charge a ton of money, because it's a lot of work. Oops, I dropped one. There goes my profit. But perspective, yeah. Here's another perspective. All that time, we've been here for 11 minutes. That's 11 minutes of picking. Granted, I could have been a little quicker, but I'm trying to relax at the same time. Perspective. Here's something I found in the pepper community in general is 3 categories. 1, 2, 3. I got the green finger. We'll say number 1 is hobbyists. Number 2 is me, a registered company, all that stuff. Number 3, toi, is the corporations like Burpee and Bonnie. So I'm in the middle of everything, but I'm a small company, and I'm no longer labeled as a small company compared to somebody who just started growing in the past year or two. And that's crazy. And they're like, oh yeah, we support small companies. And they're like, okay, jppepperseeds.com. And they're like, that got too big. People actually said that. And it's not 1 or 2 people, it's hundreds of people. He's too big of a company to recommend anymore. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I have to suffer because I did it right and I worked harder? What kind of system is that? But yeah, that happens. It just makes me work harder, to be honest. So I am going to look at comments here in a little bit. I have shipments to do. Eventually I will have a contest. I'm not super gung-ho on contests. I'm not. But I will. I'm thinking of standard questions. I haven't even looked at comments yet. This entire video, I haven't looked at any comments because I'm working. I just answered some questions this morning. Man, my stomach hurts today. Probably from too much coffee. I've been laying off the coffee a little bit, by the way. All right, I'm actually doing pretty good. So you start out greenish. They get yellow. Fully ripe is this yellowish orange. All right, so let's get to comments. Let me connect with you good folks. All right, comments. Live chat. Raphael, congratulations. Thank you. Go to St. Corner. That's some small peppers. It sure is. Hey, JP, where do you get your mosquito nets? I'm not here to... I get this from an independent contractor locally, and I don't give that information out. There's too many people selling. The only reason people want these nets is to compete with me, and I'm not here to train competitors. However, if you want to isolate a couple, get organza bags. They're wedding favor bags, pull string, you know. So there's that. Okay, go and say, Little Poop Big Stank. Oh, yeah, your name always cracks me up. Anyway, yes, it's a lot of work. I don't consider it a pain. It's just time consuming. Miller Time Family Foods and Gardening. Hello. Shared it. Thank you. Got 14 people here. Ink Gardener says, good morning, good morning. Funny words list: quantum, perspective, bizarre, albedo, Fresnel. Yeah, all right. Dizzy Dragon. Thank you for the funny words list. I could incorporate these. Incorporate is the special word today. Chuck AF, good morning, everyone. I always love watching a nice picking. Only at the very start of my season, it's so fun to watch others picking their haul. Yes, it is relaxing, though, too. In a world so distressed and destruct and sabotage, people try to sabotage me every 20 minutes on an estimate. People are like, dude, you're paranoid. No, I'm not. It's documented proof. It's crazy. Hackers, everything. So I know I'm doing well. Okay. So Chuck AF says, I was checking my phone for the date and its identities as November. How are those piranhas coming along? Chuck, that is, to be honest, that's the number one question. Um, they're coming along. And I don't want to scare anybody, but it did cross my mind of holding back one full year. The production this year was not great on those. They usually are. I only want to release the highest generation. So we're going to see how I'm going to do. I'm also doing that television show. They suggested me holding back. And I'm cool with that. So, production has been a little bit slow on those. Am I still producing? I'm still producing, but it's slow. It's a very slow process. Some of those, you see peppers over there, mass production, medium production, mass. You get over there, they're like kind of slow production this year. It's the weather, a lot of rain, a lot of gloom. So I'm gonna have to make a decision soon on the JP Piranhas. I did a review on them. So there's that. I haven't cleaned up this area in a while. I need to cut my grass and clean up the yard a little bit better. There's some hidden ones. There's always hidden ones. I dropped one. Here's the dropped one. Bunch of hidden ones in here. One good thing is that they will stay fresh on the plant long, so I don't need to necessarily do this all day, which technically I can. But anyway, I just wanted to get a decent amount. Hey, you know what? Let's do something. Let's do something fun. This isn't the only batch. And sometimes I'll take a variety and I'll move it to different areas. And keep those orders coming. They keep my company alive. The more money I have, the stronger I am as a company. Eventually, in the long run, I am going to move. Do I like it here? It's okay. There's issues. The biggest issue is the weather. I mean, think about the piranha. So I got more. So number one issue is weather. I mean, look, it's gloom. Like, it's massive gloom here. So I'm not happy about the gloom. I didn't really need much of these, but the Trinidad Maruga Scorpions got these in here. I got to carry this bowl around. I got some decorations I put out here for the heck of it. Put a couple of these. Trinidad Maruga Scorpion used to be the world's hottest. That's out here. We got all kinds of stuff. Yellow Reapers. Those are ahi mangoes. This needs to be straightened out better. So we got a good crowd here. I got the stickers, keychain, and a shirt. Need them per. Yeah, that's the goofy part. I clothed everybody. I gave everybody keychains and stickers. And the most important part, I haven't even released yet. So, I mean, dude, the yields are not great. I mean, seriously, guys, look what I'm looking at. This is what I'm dealing with. Gloom. All right, so those are the JP ultraviolets. Okay, this is the piranhas. We got some in here. Got to be careful. Got some piranhas. Like, that needs to ripen. Where's the rest of them? You know what I mean? We got plenty of flowers. We got some funky ones in there too. Some cool ones. Very long tails, short tails, all that other stuff. These are the same thing. What sometimes I can do, multiple things, which I need to really get on the ball, is I will thin out some of the leaves. You need the leaves for photosynthesis, but you can thin them out. And they're self-pollinators, so I shake it and get stuff going. I also have, there's some other varieties I've never even spoken of to the general public, which I will, in fact, release this year, 100%. So there's no problem there. How are these doing? All right. So these are JP Ultraviolet. I want to get some yard work done too. I put some more types on the site. Anybody order anything since I've been here? No, but multiple messages. Let's fix this. It's kind of driving me. Oh crap! I almost dropped all these. Let's put these down. I had a couple nets ripped off last night. Deer. I mean, I left. It's my fault. I left the gate open. So, I need to paint my porch. Well, that's something I'd like to do. I have noticed one thing. Here's painting advice. It's better to paint in the fall because it's drier air and your paint will dry faster. But anyway, so here's JP Ultraviolets. They're a bubble gum. They are a peach gum tiger. This is my personal hybrid, peach gum tiger. Crossed in with a Bane strain. Bane strains are now on the website. A couple varieties I put on the site a little bit early. Yeah, people complain about me being noisy, but I hear dogs barking and chainsaws going 24/7. Oh, man. The fast times at Richmond High, folks. Where's my pizza? Hey, JP, brown jalapenos have no heat at all. They have some heat. They got some heat. If you, I got heat every year. They're low heat. They're very low heat, but they do have heat. It could be your soil. If you add iron to your soil, add extra iron. You'll bring the heat out in there. There is some heat in brown jalapenos. Your particular ones, yeah, maybe, based on growing conditions. But yeah, they do have some heat, but they're very low heat. Very low heat. Okay, Maruga still, depending on what no heater. Okay, I'm losing here. Okay, Maruga still, depending on what data you acknowledge. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, we're talking. When was that? 2007, 2008. Yeah, it used to be. They're right next to scorching Scotch brains. Well, that doesn't matter if they're close to a super hut or not. That has nothing to do with the heat level that they're producing at all. Okay. You know what? I did notice one thing about our friend Dizzy Dragon. He is a knowledgeable individual, and it's a pleasure having you here. It is. So I like having you here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, I apologize. I just didn't know. Um, well, there's heat. There's heat in them. Yeah, it's growing conditions, stuff like that. Um, it's low heat. So if your tolerance is real high, maybe it's not. But okay, just letting you know your work and time are appreciated, man. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, John Lambeth. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Trust me. It's a weird experience. I was just telling some people just my general experience I find odd. And it has nothing to do with anybody. It has to do with me and once again, perception. My perception of how I interpret messages. I can't tell emotions with words. I can't tell if I'm getting praised or attacked sometimes. My supporters, I hate saying this, sometimes scare me with massive support. Um, like, yeah, it doesn't happen often. And I feel horrible, but I have actually blocked massive supporters because they'll send me 1,000 messages a day. I'm like, you got some people stalk me. I've had 6 stalkers in the pepper community. Anyway, and then it's a weird thing. Nobody really gets used to it. So anyway, these are always beautiful. Some people talk about flowers. I do a little bit, but if somebody's talking about flowers, why aren't they talking about peppers? Why are they talking about flowers more than peppers? I never understood that. Like variegated, 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 boom, boom, boom. So, anyway, these are purple UFOs. Some vendors sell them purple. The seeds out of them, they will be very low germination rates or none. You need them red. That's not ripe, by the way. This is more ripe, but they'll get red. They'll actually get bright red. So, and it's a Capsicum annuum. A lot of times the seeds will actually not be super viable. Um, I had some trees, so I got to fix some of these nets a little bit better, which I will after I get back from the post office. I'm going to spend a couple hours on yard work today. A few hours, actually. Okay, let's get down into the nitty gritty. Here we go, purple UFOs. They will get red when ripe. Like, that's pretty much ripe, pretty much. High yields. Look at this. Isn't these beautiful? Like, seriously. Don't listen to my words. Just enjoy. Enjoy. Purple UFOs. Subliminal messages you will buy. You will spend 25% of your income at least on my seeds. You will make me the most powerful seed vendor on earth. I will be your Elon Musk of seeds. Okay, I was picking at these last night. I grew a lot of herb berries this year. All kinds of stuff going on. I don't want to go through every variety, every type. I always blue spruce. You know what? I like a good pine tree. I know it sounds goofy. I'm cleaning some of this junk up today. Yep, it's going to be clean up day. So, oh, these just got put on the site today. fact, I'll pick some right now. These are Benny Highlands. I'm picking them. These are on the site. Just put them on an hour ago. Benny Highlands. They're a yellowish. I'm going to have to review them. I'll review them separately. I'll leave a couple on. The high yields on them, folks. Benny Highlands. They're on the website. Right on the website. So, what time is it? Post office is open. I can make my drop off. I could keep going for a little bit. There's a lot. I mean, look. All this stuff. There's a lot. I mean, people are like, are you done uploading? I'm like, dude, I just started. That's going to go on. I don't even know what that is. It's labeled, though. Yeah. Oh, yes, my friends. Much to do. I got some fixing up to do. I'm going to switch some nets up today. I lifted those for the video. Orange starfish, still one of my favorites. Whoa, bee in my face. Come on. Bees are mad at me because I don't let them pollinate. I get hate mails from bees. I think that'll be my next post. A letter from a bee. Jimmy Pickles, you are a horrible human being. You won't let me cross-pollinate. Ghost cake party. Okay, I'm reading. I feel it's noteworthy. Dizzy Dragon, Maruga, then retested at 2017, and it outcompeted a Reaper. The Reaper came out 1.3 million in the test. The Maruga came out 1.4, and I can show you the study. You know what? If you want to show me laboratory tests, yeah, why not? Send them over. I'll read them. One thing about the laboratory. Oh, that's another thing. What can I say? What can I not say? I am now under contract with Hulu, and but I will be working with Dr. Boslin. I should be working with Dr. Boslin directly on a project. And that's all I'm going to say at that. And we'll go from there. But I have my theories, and I think my theories are facts about lab results. And I mean, I don't know. I think the test needs to be reprocessed and redone, restructured. I think there's two variants of a test. The original, I think, was water. For every SHU, one SHU was based on just noticeable difference on 1 gallon of water. That's the old school. There's other ways, there's better ways, but I think you could break down protein molecules and try to figure it out based on structure. You could do stuff like that. There's stuff in NASA that they're doing structure tests and stuff like that to figure out stuff in asteroids. I don't know how much I can speak about that. And no information that I should be achieved through NASA or any other scientific program has been leaked to me, just to state that, because I do have friends in various government laboratory. But I will be working with Dr. Boslin in the next couple months if everything goes well. And I think that's all I can say. By the way, I've asked this question before, and I'm going to ask again. Dizzy Dragon, what is your real name? Why do I feel like your name is Brandon? Because if your name is Brandon, you do know Dr. Boslin directly. There are 4 different capanoids, all responsible for different feelings of heat on different areas, saying one is hotter than the other is kind of ignorant. You know, that's a great point too. I had a discussion the other day, chocolates. They say, oh yeah, chocolates are extremely hot and they should be this and that. It was the new growers saying that, and I understand, and I'm not putting them down. There is a science of the release of capsaicin in the brown. I think they release faster. They absorb onto your skin and your tongue faster than red. And it makes you believe that they're hotter, but they're not. What's your first name there, Dizzy Dragon? You know what? I need to find Brandon, by the way. He's a good dude. He is more of a nerd on this stuff than I am. I respect the guy. I appreciate you, Dizzy Dragon. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to conclude this. If you want to give up your name, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. So I am going to conclude this. I have some shipping to do. Um, Obviously, I have a lot of work to do. A lot. These are apple crisps, and they are ripening. They take forever. They're the only pepper I really know that are 100% solid. Some of them are not all the way solid, but I'll get into that. So, yep, 2 sets of apple crisps, low heat. They're not on my site. I think I'm the first American vendor to sell apple crisp peppers. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, let me know. It's okay to be wrong. You know, we all learn. We all learn that way. But I believe I'm the first American vendor selling apple crisp peppers. I got those over in Europe. Okay, I don't know what you mean, but from the cruise. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay. All right. It's sometimes hard to communicate with, well, because I talk so fast and don't know what comments line up with what. Um, but I think I know what you mean. Apple crisp. Okay, there we go. Apple crisp. Um, you know, another thing is as critical as I am on others, because I think it's important to be critical on others. I actually do. I think it's very important I'm critical on myself as well, which, believe me, I am. I want to write better descriptions. I have decided to spend more time on my company than ever. I don't really watch a television show without sorting seeds. I mean, it's just, I mean, I might as well freaking do research while I'm in the bathtub or taking a shower. It's gone to that extent. So I am more a machine than man anymore, and it has become, stress levels have become unbearable at times. But like I tell the important people, you ever work 140 hours in a week or 130? You'll understand. Anyway, I got to get going. Yeah, comments are not the best communication. No, they are, but they're not. Emotions tell you everything. Like I was saying the other day, there's times that I might have been critical on others, and I shouldn't have, because that's not how they meant. But sometimes the way they write words can come off that way. Like if they said it this way, it would be pleasant. If you say it this way, it's unpleasant, but it could have been voice to text. And I have to sit there and decipher, am I getting attacked? Am I not getting attacked? I mean, stuff like that. And I just don't have the time. And it just, like this morning, there's a couple comments that I found very bizarre, very beyond bizarre. And I'm like, am I being attacked? I think the answer was no. I didn't feel threatened. People were giving their opinion and listing it as fact, stating that you can't make money off of Aji Charapitas. 2 people were doing that to me. And I'm like, yes, you can. I'm proof. I have documented proof you can. So, perhaps, I argue both sides all the time. It's like a high school debate. And I think arguing is important in constructive ways. No, it's not that I think, it's that I know. And, I think that person was perhaps reflecting upon $22,000 per pound for Aji Charapitas. $22,000 per pound. Well, who the hell's paying $22,000 per pound? Don't tell me somebody's making videos on this video and twisting my words. Whatever. But yeah, that's probably a ploy, but maybe that's what they were reflecting upon. The big question is, ultimately, why the hell am I thinking about it that much? I'm a thinker, and you guys get me sometimes. Every single one of you here has gotten me at one time, and I'm like, wow, I just wasted 10 minutes. I should have been working on thinking about a subject, but I kind of enjoyed it, so thank you. Let's see. After being with a lot of people, I found arguing to be... No, arguing is not useless. Constructive arguing, debates is important. Peppers, people, like, I'll give an example. I'm not afraid to put myself out there. We all make mistakes. I made a mistake with Purple UFO. It used to be Capsicum Chinense. It was Capsicum Chinense, but it's what you base it on the flour. And I made the mistake, and I actually wrote it as Capsicum Chinense. It should be Capsicum annuum. UFO peppers were something different, and they came from Florida. So I was told by people ahead of me in the industry, said, don't apologize, just acknowledge. I said, okay. So I acknowledged, but when somebody makes 15 posts against you, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? I made a mistake. I admit. And I'm not afraid to, but I got harped on it. And that's a form of bullying, and it still goes on to this day. I'm working 16 hours a day. Sometimes mistakes can be made on writing, voice, text, stuff like that. As far as seeds go, I really should make this video. That's another thing. I like making these live videos because they give me inspiration on making pre-recorded videos of my process on how I sort seeds and how I know I'm not mixing them up. I mean, there's that. And that's bothering me. That needs to be pushed down. Too many haters and drama queens in the... Oh, it really is. If that's much a pound, why aren't we Okay, Walker. Yeah. I don't think that's the case with the $22,000. I think that is more of... I think it had to do with the chef. Somehow, some way, they might have calculated he might be selling $22,000 worth on a plate. Like, say, for example, angel hair pasta. You might want to put Aji Charapitas. That's another thing I want to do with videos, make gourmet meals and apply the peppers. I just don't always have the time. Sometimes I'm heating up a burrito in a microwave and saying, this is disgusting, let's go. Big deal, just a small species confusion. If the person who brought it up couldn't tell species apart. Right, you're right, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. Oh, and it was listed on, I used to be with Ticktail. My origins started with Ticktail, and then I formed my own site, and then I merged it with Shopify so they could control the security. Yeah, I actually made my own website. I did my own. It's the real website. It's not a paint by numbers type of thing. So I bought the domain and I built it, and it took me 2 weeks, 10 hours a day to build it. There's other stuff on the site I wanted to build more. And by the way, boy, do I get solicited for webmasters. And yeah, there's things I want to do on the site, but then you're starting to talk about a higher width band. You're talking about this and that. And I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. And it's not that important. The features I want to have on there are just not that important. We got YouTube here. Anyway, gourmet, love that word. Feel our sauces, handcrafted. The sour caramel was funny. I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, hey, much love. Isolated Seeds, jppepperseeds.com. I have some major surprises for you guys this year that I've never said one word about. So I'm excited. I'm seed collecting. I'm doing the best I can. So bye out.